Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight, of course, we're coming to you live and exclusive on Top Split TV, along with our friends over at Infinite Racing Services. Go check them out, the great supporters of the series. We're here at Belle this week for round 8, season 28 of Sunday Night Lights. I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me, as always, is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, yet another massive night of racing here again tonight.
That's right, Alex. Our second road course of the season, and an exciting one with Belle, a personal favourite of mine. It's got quite a few twisty corners and a couple of really long drafty straights, just what I like. And a 44-17 strength of field, definitely nothing to sneeze at either with a 20-car field.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Great to see folks back in numbers, which is great. Speaking of numbers, 20 cars. Let's go through them. The lowest number on the grid so far is in the highest seed we've got is Adrian Farinas for Astro Racing, of course. Car number 4, Yuan Si Lin. Great to see him back. He's climbing up in the rankings. 62.43 is the current I rating. He's doing all right, just quietly. Dimitri Philippides, the most Australian-sounding Asian dweller with a Greek name you've ever seen. Anyway, he's back in there. He's a good fella too. He got some pace as well, just quietly. Car number 6, Dario Frattini, joins us once again. He's not a big fan of this track. Hasn't been out here all week. I'm not even sure this isn't his first race. I'm not sure what a first one to take on. Just ahead of one Vasco Sorowski, the head clown himself. He'll have the bit between the teeth after some less than stellar results so far here this week, and looks already to be out on a stormer. Speaking of storming, Thomas Torp. Now this is the guy I seem to recall from quite some time ago. He's climbing back up through the ranks by the looks, almost cracking 5k again. He's car number 8 here tonight, just ahead of Captain 499, leading the NZ charge of the ANZ Club, Mr. Neil Gardner. He's car number 9 and looking to do what he can here, just ahead of Jeff Randall, who's car number 10, Corey. UK&I driver, has been putting in some strong performances in the category of late, but first time from memory that he's been here on a Sunday night.
That's right, Alex. And coming up as our 11th plated car here tonight, we've got Mark Lay from the Asia Club. Great to see Mark out there, 4.2k I rating driver, and he's usually got some pace as well. The 12th plated car who is not on track is Shane Burke from the UK&I. We have Team Milo's Russell Clark for car number 13 from AusNZ Club. We've got Philip Burke from Florida. He's up bright and early. It's 7:20 in the morning for him. And he is going to be the 14 plated car here tonight. We've got Paul Wilson from AusNZ as the 15th plated car. We've got Rebecca Belle from UK&I as car number 16 making a debut. We've got Ryan Chenoweth from AusNZ as the 17th plated car. Team Clouds, Gregory Adams for car number 18. We've got Ryan Portelli, AusNZ as well. He's car number 19. And wrapping up the field, it's going to be the 20 car of Chris Wayne from the UK&I, and he's snuck in with a 3k I rating, Alex.
Done pretty well for himself as 1C takes the top of the pop so far, and on the timing sheets as the time starts coming for the first laps. Of course, we didn't call him because he was out late onto the track. As Christian Perez, car number 1 in this field. Look, he's been setting the world on fire. He's just newly minted his 8k I rating, and he will absolutely be the one here to beat. Hoping to take it to him will be Miles Ahead Racing's Adam Miles, as Jeff Randall jumps up behind lap 1 provisional pole sitter Vasco Sorowski. One to watch tonight, as you said, on debut. We have not seen her before, Rebecca Belle. I've seen her around on the track, and she does have some very strong pace. I expect to see her up near the front of the field, despite wearing car number 16 here tonight, and a 3600 I rater. Did some laps with Belle previously, and yeah, really quick, so keep an eye out. Jeff Randall sitting second. Thomas Torp returning to the series. He is currently sitting in P3 provisionally, and I'm just waiting to see what Farinas has got for us. He and Perez and Miles will be my pick to sit on, fill out at least 3 of the front 4 spots, Corey.
And those are definitely very smart picks, Alex, as qualifying is continuing on here. Vasco is still sitting on the provisional pole. It's going to be hard to look past the top three in the I rating as far as the podium's concerned, but there's a couple out there. Neil Gardner is usually on a little bit of pace around here. Russell Clark had a great showing in the warm-up, home with P4. As Gregory Adams has just finished his lap, and Dario Frattini has gone to the top with a 43.589 at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, he's done pretty well there. Philippides got some good tow around here at 43.6. However, Perez, he comes around for the first of his laps, 43.6, sticks him on the front row, and he's still got one to come. Could well duck into the 42s, which, much to the chagrin of his competitors, I tell you, 42s are hard to come by, as we see the first one drop with Farinas grabbing a 42.7, just ahead of Mark Lay, if you don't mind. Mark Lay dropping a great time on us. And I'm just trying to find Perez and grab a camera on him. There we go. This is how you do it, folks, at home. This is probably the best in the business at the moment, is Perez, with all due respect to his competitors. Pace to burn, and does some pretty heady things in races too, and invariably manages to find his way to the top. Look at him hugging the wall up the back straight as he comes into one of the crucial corners here in terms of passing manoeuvres at turn 7. On his way, drops down into second gear. Big bit of the curb, let it run out as close as you dare to the wall, set up really tight on the outside, then cut back to the inside as you enter the fountain section around this tricky 9-10 section. You compromise 10. Look how much he compromises the swings back round in first gear through turn 11, more than 90 degrees, and up to the very challenging turn 12 that sets up your final sector, down into third gear. Oh, a little bit of counter series, carrying that much speed into it. Hits the, doesn't hit the apex exactly, literally, but makes the apex of 13. Around the gentle, sweeping 14 flat out. Holds fourth gear across the line and drops a 142.7 in quali, Corey. I don't know about you, mate, but that's tough to imagine doing a time like that in quali.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, and it's the two purple cars that have done it. We've got Perez with a 7.84 and Adrian Rodriguez with a 7.87. So absolutely close margins there at the top, 0.003 of a second, and that is just about nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go grab our grid. We've got 20 cars to get through. Season 28, round 8 at Belle Isle here for Sunday Night Lights. Once again, Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team grabs the pole position and the bonus point just ahead of his teammate for Astro Racing, Adrian Farinas. Adam Miles for Miles Ahead Racing. UK&I driver sticks it on third. There's my three that I picked, wasn't it? Yeah. Mark Lay in P4 fills out the second row of the grid. Great drive there from Mark. Let's see what he can make of it. Dario Frattini, the Italian, starting out of 5th, just ahead of Dimitri Philippides in 6th. Thomas Torp for IGL Coatings by Sander Trading, I think that is. I can't read that. Sorry, Thomas. The Scandinavian, or the Norwegian driver, starting out of 7th, just ahead of Team Clowns, and leading ANZ driver Vasco Sorosky. Russell Clark, the other team boss man, in here for Team Milo. He starts out of 9th tonight, just ahead of Jeff Randall on debut for UK&I. Yuan C. Lin, China, racing out of the US, of course. He starts out of 11th, just ahead of UK&I's Rebecca Belle. As we go over the page, starting in 13th, if I can hit the right button, 13th tonight, be Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing. The Snake Catcher back in for another crack at it, just ahead of the other clown in the field, Greg Adams. Neil Gardner for ANZ. Captain 499 out of 15th, just ahead of Chris Wayne from UK&I in 16th. Paul Wilson from ANZ out of 17th, just ahead of Ryan Portelli. Joining him on the 9th row for ANZ as well. In 18th, Philip Burke from Florida out of 19th. And rounding out your grid tonight from UK&I will be Shane P. Burke, Corey, as the guys get ready to go.
That's exactly right, Alex. Everyone just getting onto the grid right now. I think we're just waiting on Farinas, who's just entered the fray. As the heart rates start to go up, the revs start to rise. Red lights mean rev. And the green lights men go. We are underway here for round number 8 of season 28 Sunday Night Lights from Belle Isle, and already the action is starting to heat up as down the field a little bit. Some people getting too wide going into the first corner, Alex.
Yeah, they're coming out single file, so they've all got it sorted. 20 cars, as many as they get. Look at them streaming down the front straightaway here. 3 wide into the braking zone. Purple, green, blue and yellow with a jet black car trailing behind them as Miles. Oh, there's a massive pile up in the background. There are cars strewn everywhere. Greg Adams, one of the clowns, is stuck in the middle of that. I'm just going to try and find a big bit of red in my telemetry to see what happened here. As we'll slow it down into the braking zone. Sorry, I don't know all the liveries here. And it's car 16 is the one I've grabbed in the initial. Greg Adams, the rear, let's go. He's into the 16, almost perpendicular. Turn Belle on debut. The snake catcher goes through on the inside. And that, and Gardner goes around. Look at them all following in step behind 15. The 15 car there of Paul Wilson looks to escape damage, comes away with a clean car, but except when he hit the tyre barrier there. But unfortunately, that's his competitive night over. As we jump back up the front, you've got Perez, Farinas, and Miles just ahead of Lay. Starting to kick away with it as Lay kisses. Well, I was going to say kisses or caresses of the wall, but he gave it a good nudge there, and I think that might have cost him the front back there, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. That's a very high-speed section, the 12, 13, all the way through to the start-finish straight. And Lay looks like he's still struggling here going through turn 2. Lost a little bit more ground to Miles and allowed Frattini to really close up right onto his gearbox. And now the drafting portion of this track starts, as it looks like Frattini is going to look to make the move. He pulls back at the last minute and allows Lay to maintain 4th. But yeah, they're definitely starting to open up a gap. In fact, Adam Miles, 1.2 seconds out in front of Mark Lay now. So that's draft range right there.
Yeah, it's in the old days, 1.2, you might just get a whiff. These days it's not worth much to you, particularly if you don't have the same pace. And quite frankly, the 3 out in front, particularly the front 2, almost in a class of their own. As we see once again, Farinas with his nose buried in the purple car in front. We saw it last week. It almost came a cropper, actually, on the straight of all places. But Miles, what can he do? The blue and yellow car, Miles ahead racing. Adam Miles really searching for his first win here, but he's got to get through 2 purple cars if he's got a hope, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And one thing that might work in his favor here is that, this is one of those tracks where tiny little mistakes can become really big problems really quickly. We've seen it in the warm-up race. Adrian Rodriguez made one small mistake, almost ruined his entire race. And, he managed to recover it and come back out with the win. But, small mistakes really add up around a very harsh mistress that is the Belle Isle circuit.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Is in behind now. The little mistake where he did give the wall a good nudge on the run to the line of the first laps. Really cost Lay, and now he's got the hard-charging Italian Frattini all over him. I imagine he'll make a move this time, as does Philippides. Makes it 3 wide, if you don't mind, into the braking zone at 3, which is primary passing opportunity. Oh, look at the cross back there. Frattini goes underneath and behind Philippides. He was going for the move, and in turn, as we see Sorowski now dropping. What's happening here? All sorts of stuff in the background here. I'm not sure. Oh, big one. There's a massive incident there. That's Juan C. Lin, I think it was. And Sorowski now. Oh, he's going sideways. Let's see what happened here. Major moment. He's already lost the front wheel. Oh, he's lost the front wheel already. And as the guys come through, Chenoweth's got nowhere to go. Tags him in the rear. Sorowski coming through. And again, also had nowhere to go. He gets tagged in the rear as well by the 10 car. That is really, really messy. Yeah, unfortunate for all those involved. Sorowski will be dirty on that, as will a few drivers around him. Meanwhile, up front, the two purple cars once again, the Astro Racing boys of Perez and Farinas, with Miles in tow at this stage. I know Miles will be playing a very patient game, Corey, looking to really get amongst it towards the end of this one.
That's right, Alex. He's just playing the part of just sticking in their draft right now, just making sure he stays with them, and you know, maybe every now and then just pressuring Farinas, hoping to try and make a mistake out of it. As we see Farinas now trying to go for the move on his compatriot, and he's going to get that move made. And here comes Adam Miles as well, trying to take over second from Perez. They go side by side through turn number 3. Still going to be side by side in turn 4. No, Adam Miles backs out of it in turn 4. That's a bit of a surprise there, Alex. But again, that just goes to show he's playing the patient game here, not trying to force the issue.
Well, the other thing too you got to remember is the outside line at turn 3 leads to the inside line at turn 5. So the inside, you can absolutely go side by side from 3 to 5, but once you arrive at 5, the nature of the extension on the apex curbing and the walls actually encroach on the turn exit, so you really can't go 2 by 2 there. So once again, the outside at 3 leads to the inside at 5, and sometimes in the caliber of field that we're talking about here, it'll take 3 corners to get a move done, sometimes more depending on the circuit, but here certainly can take 3 corners to get a move done. And so defending on the outside line at turn 3 is absolutely a viable strategy, particularly when you've got a teammate in front of you who's giving you the tow on the racing line. So Miles playing the long game, as you say, Corey, tucked in behind the 2 Spaniards at this time. And this at the same time, we've got Philippides, Frattini and lay down a couple from that remarkable qualifying effort where he stuck it on the second row. Down now in P6 at the moment, with Philippides, who's had great pace here all week, leading this secondary pack now. Russell Clark running a lonely race there in P7, up a couple of spots and doing all right. And back, taking advantage of the carnage behind him, is Ryan Portelli, who's up 10 positions from where he started in third last. Similarly, Philip Burke on debut, the US driver, up 10 positions from 19th to 9th, Corey. Pretty good effort on debut, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely, Alex. It gives me shades of Rents the Fence when he came and raced with us at Daytona, and his massive gains throughout the race. It's great to see these Americans waking up early to come join us and doing so well as well. You know, 14 car and he's in P9. He's going to get a nice little I rating gain if he can hold it there. But he's got Chris Wayne just there behind him, the 20 car, and he's looking hungry for some more I rating himself, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a good battle going on there between Gardner, Belle and Adams. Greg Adams looking to get amongst the points on only his second appearance here on a Sunday night. Gardner showing the nose on Belle into the braking zone there out the back at turn 7. Now I want to jump back. I see an incident in my telemetry for Jeff Randall. I'm wondering if it'll actually let me go back there. No, come on, clickety click, there we go. Jeff Randall was the green 10 car that we saw run into the rear of and he's just got it all wrong, and into the wall he goes and then exit stage pits. Unfortunate for Randall, not what he wanted on his debut, but look at the purple cars out in front, the Spaniards really doing everything they can to drop. Miles behind, Perez tucked in behind Farinas, and then we've got 2 groups of 3 and a lone Milo car in the distance. As we see line astern into turn 3 go the leaders. Frattini looking to play the patient game as well, behind Philippides, with Lay tucked in behind there. Clark runs through just quietly behind them, and it's all kind of settled down in this mid stage of the race here, Corey. Had the carnage at the start, as we see side by side it is once again. Neil Gardner pulls out short there, with Adams looking to run away with it, as Gardner battling with Belle at this stage. Sands rear wing, Corey.
That's right, and Rebecca is doing a really great effort here, running without the rear wing. Although for these cars, the rear wing not as important as, say, the front wing could be. And, you know, they're just holding on and doing what they can right now, trying to salvage a result after the earlier carnage that you described. But, you know, that earlier carnage, that's just one part of this race, Alex. This is the part where everyone's starting to play that 4D chess, trying to figure out moves for later in the race. And then I'm expecting towards the last 2 or 3 laps, as drivers start getting a little bit desperate for position, we might start seeing a resurgence in the carnage.
Never know. The fastest lap last time round, Christian Perez in the toe of Farinas. This time returning serve with sticking on his gearbox. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, I suppose. And Miles, though, sticking right in this one, right on the tail of the 2 purple and white Astro Racing drivers as they run down the big front straight once again into turn 3. No passing on offer there this time round. Second group still line astern with Clark running a lonely race, but no doubt quite happy for the points that are going to come his way. Portelli up 10, as we said. Then Philip Burke and Chris Wayne playing their own game. And then here's the battle that's had all the action so far. Greg Adams with the purple shoed clown car. He's got all sorts of Rebecca Belle on his gearbox. He defended well in the last warm-up race, the one before this. He hung on for a strong podium performance, picked his way through the carnage, and did a fantastic job holding off a few strong drivers in his wake to grab a tidy podium there. Just behind him, of course, Belle and Gardner. Gardner not the pace we've used to seeing him in recent weeks, as we see, Belle, she'll move to the outside here into the braking zone at 7. Adams once again strongly defending, holds and leaves room on the outside if needed, but Belle tucks in behind. Around the fountain section now, through 8, 9 and 10, down into the 90-degree plus, turn 11. Adams' confidence in his pace through here, and talking to him before the race, this section he kind of likes, and he can see opens up a bit of a gap in the context of this group through that section. Perhaps his confidence justified at this point, Corey.
Oh, I would say so, Alex. He definitely looks very quick in that particular little fountain section. As we start to come towards the halfway mark of this race, we've got 7 laps down, 7 laps to go. I'm going to have to ask you, which one of the top 3 that you pick for the win?
Oh, I've got to tell you, my money's all over Perez. He's hard to beat in pretty much anything. I don't reckon I could beat him in a cake eating contest at this stage, although I go all right in a bit of eating contest, I reckon. But Perez, though, he's got the pace to match it with anyone in this field on any given day. And plus, like I said, he just seems to have this knack of putting his car in the right place at the right time. Honestly, though, you can't rule out Farinas and Miles. Obviously, they're in this front pack that have broken away by some 6 seconds, 6 and nearly 7 seconds on the guys behind them. You're not able to hang on to that sort of pack around here in the skips these days without having the pace. In my experience, Corey, you get a pack of 3 or 4, and particularly when it hits 4, the 5th car, just for some strange reason, miraculously seems to lose the concept of having draft. It's really strange. I don't know if it's a peculiarity in the model at the moment or the physics of the engine, but it's just weird. Either that, Corey, or I'm just used to being 5th and getting dropped by the fast guys. I don't know. What do you reckon?
I think there might actually be a little bit of merit to what you're saying, because I run in a league that's running skippies right now on my Fridays, and I've noticed that car in line does tend to drop off from the drafting pack, which I thought myself was a bit weird, and maybe it was just the league because they're all oval guys, but there might actually be some merit to that concern, as we've seen our Perez taking the inside lane to hold off Miles more than anything. But Miles around the outside of Perez, he has a chance of taking away second here. He just maintain, which he does. It's going to give him the inside for turn 5, and he has now taken second place, Alex.
Yeah, 100%. He's done a fantastic job there. One thing I really like about Perez and his style, he's got good patience too. We're on lap 9 of 14, so 5 to go when they cross the line this time round. He's not afraid to give a little to get a bit of the racing back. He's not worried too much, although if Farinas gets too much further away, I think he will get worried, as this time Miles defending into 7. Gives a good bit of the curb, leaves room on the outside for Perez. And yeah, there you go. Great defense there from Miles. Now, we saw a couple of weeks ago at Sonoma, Miles put on the defensive effort of the year. If he was a batsman, he would have just had there was no one bowling him out. I don't care which of the test bowlers around the world you put up against him. There was no one knocking over the pegs when he was defending from Frattini, I should say, at Sonoma while Perez ran away with it. This time, though, he's got probably the form driver in the series on his tail, and Farina's running away with it. Already dropped him out of draft because of the battling going on. Yeah, look. Money's shifting at the moment. Farina's looking pretty good. Whilst Perez, I think, has got his number for pace. The gap and the time remaining really up against Perez. And the first thing he's got to do is try and get past Miles as he looks down the inside into the primary passing opportunity at turn 3. They are going to go side by side. Oh, they've got it done. They've got it done well. And Perez now returns to status quo as P2. And now he's got to chase down the hard-charging Farinas ahead of him, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it's not going to be easy. He's 1.2 seconds back as they're coming through this left-right section. So he's got a lot of work to do to try and catch up. But if anyone's going to have the pace to do it, Perez is absolutely going to be the one to close in on him. Although Farinas and Perez definitely very similar in pace, hence why they are teammates. And, you know, they're at the very top of the class as far as the skippies are concerned. I mean, Adam Miles is up there as well, but I just don't think he quite has the pace of Perez and Farinas.
Farinas, yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, look, already the gap at 1.1 and closing. Half a tenth on that short straight into 12 now. And then it just look, he turns the wick up almost at will. He has dead set, almost driven away. He's already over half a second ahead of Miles once he got past him. Look at that. And I'll tell you, Miles is in the top 5 drivers in the service at the moment in the skips, and Perez is just driving away from him. Unbelievable. And Farinas is holding that gap at about just under 1.1. It's coming down now. It's going to get close to a second. Let's see how he breaks into the braking zone here at 3 for Perez. Yeah, he's back under the second mark. This is what I mean. Oh, he's trying. Look at that. Every bit of the track and more than that one, Corey.
Oh, yeah, he actually just about tapped the wall there in the grass, which was you know, not something that you see too often, but that's just showing how much he is pushing right now. His last lap, Alex, a 42.029. He is absolutely on the limit, pushing for everything he can to try and catch up to his teammate and try and make a race out of this. And Adam Miles, he's just holding on for dear life right now, honestly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he can actually have a chuck up the inside at 3 or maybe 7 on the final lap. But at the moment, I think you're right. I don't think he's got much for the Spaniard in front of him other than to hang on. Perez now chasing down. That lap, he caught up a 10th, 2 tenths on that lap alone. He's caught up Farinas, chasing down his teammate to see what they can make of the last couple there, Corey. Meanwhile, the second pack now, 3 drivers, Philippidis, Frattini and Lay, stations as per usual, but they are dead set. What are they? 9 seconds behind the lead pack. Unbelievable. Clark running a lonely race there. He's going to pick up about 50 I rating for his trouble though. The car 13 sitting in 7th. Ryan Portelli. He's being chased and hunted by Philip Burke and Chris Wayne. They're getting pretty close. Just behind we got Belle and Adams along with Gardner tucked in behind quietly. Bell's made the most of the move there, sitting in front of Adams at this stage. However, bit under 3 to go. And look at that. Perez has run him down. He's now right back into it. This is what I mean. He's got the pace. Has he got the racecraft now to get it done? Look at that. Just literally drop the pedal to the metal and straight back on the back of his teammate. Fantastic stint in the middle stages of this one, Corey.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Perez is on an absolute another level when it comes to driving. And that goes to show with just what he did in that little bit of time. And also, interestingly, Adam Miles, just due to holding on to that draft that Perez was giving him. Dropped a 41.743, Alex. So he was absolutely flying on that lap as well. And the only reason why Perez's lap didn't count, he did a 41.97, but that didn't count because he got into the grass and just about tapped the wall.
Absolutely. That 41.9, fantastic there. That was half a second. Just near on half a second quicker than Farinas, even with that excursion onto the grass. Second pack there, still line astern. This is where the action is, though. Adams making the move on Belle. Belle coming back and Adams into the fountain section. Adams squeezing and bang into the wall goes Greg Adams. I don't think there was a car width on the inside there, my friend, unfortunately. And the nose was there. Probably not the... Oh, I don't know. That's tough. Oh, and Belle into the wall on the exit of the fountain section there. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's Belle's night done. Adam's night done. Is he going to continue? How's he crabbing? No, he looks all right. He's matching set now. As side by side, the purple cars go through turn 3. Perez now trying to take it to his teammate. Miles in the background looking to pick up the scraps potentially side by side. Now, watch this. Inside into 5. Do they go side by side? They do. They're making a liar out of me, and they've done it. They've done it well on in through 5 now into 6. Very crucial corner here. Farinas will have the better run on exit. Compromise line on entry for Perez. Perez forces. Oh, he doesn't. He leaves the door open. The outside line through 7. Very difficult. 3. Well, surely not. Yes, Miles is going to do it. He's going to go 3 wide. He did this through turn 1 at Barber. Pulled out of it. Runs the curb. Runs the risk of the slowdown there, but side by side they get it sorted this time, and Farinas says thank you very much. Side by side again they go through the fountain section. Oh, a little nudge. How does he hang on to that? He does so well, as Perez. The car control immaculate as they made side on side contact, but Farinas looking to run away with it. 7/10 with a lap to go, Corey. Oh, is it too much for Perez to run down? I think, has he picked up a slowdown, or what's happening here? He's just dropping like a stone.
Oh, I reckon there might be a little bit of damage there for either Farinas or Perez. It might actually be Perez. I'm not sure if he got a slowdown or not, but he's definitely slowed down a lot. He's let Adam Miles go through to second. So very possibly that he's got a slowdown there, which is incredible, Alex.
I think it's
never would have
damaged.
dreamed it.
Yeah, I think it's damaged, mate. I don't know. I think he must have cleared. Yeah, he's gone. Anyway, Farinas, he's gone, mate, and it's his race to lose from here.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Farinas absolutely flying away with this one. 1.8 seconds back to Adam Miles. So there's going to be absolutely no
action in the second pack, mate.
Come home with the win.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Second pack.
Yeah, we got Frattini makes the move on Philippides finally, although runs wide on exit. Philippides comes in behind. Not going to have anything for him there. Runs very wide on the exit of 4 into 5. Now he'll be setting up for 6 on the run down into the braking zone at 7, where the move might get made, although he closes up very tightly there. Now Farinas, he's gone, he's off. Miles, no chance anything other but second. Perez just kind of crawling around. I think he'll be all right for third, though. Here's where the action is. Lay pulls out to the inside, as does Philippides. Oh, so the outside, sorry. Philippides defending. Frattini looks to have that one stitched up at this stage. Behind them, though, Clark all on his own. Yeah, this is where the battle is, but I think they're getting close to crossing the line now. Farinas goes on to take a famous victory for Team Astro and gets it done here tonight for round 8 of Sunday Night Lights. Congratulations to Adrian Farinas. Adam Miles in P2. Perez still crawling along. I feel like he's real slow there. Interesting to know what happened there for third. Frattini hangs on for 4th, 5th and 6th for Philippides and Lay respectively. Clark hangs on for a well-deserved 7th. Portelli just in the end hanging on from Wayne and Burke. Corey, that was really peculiar finish to that one up front.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. I did notice just before Perez let Miles pass, he did clout the wall pretty heavily. I think it was on the exit of 13, so might have picked up a little bit of suspension damage there, not enough to give him a meatball, which for those who don't know is a mechanical black flag. It means, you got damage, you got to bring it in to get it fixed. But definitely enough to severely affect his performance there. Although he did manage to still hold on to P3, what could have been if he didn't get any damage?
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the stragglers coming around, Chenoweth, the snake catcher's just gone by. Second clown in the car in the field. Second clown car in the field. Adams, not what he hoped for from tonight. 1C. Len, similarly, just ahead of Jeff Randall, who on debut is down in P18. Not where he would have liked his night to end up here for the big one. As that rounds out our complement of drivers as they've crossed the line. Now let's go and check out our results for round 8 of Sunday Night Lights here at Belle Isle in partnership with our friends over at Infinite Racing Services. Check them out, infiniteracings.com, of course, providing some great prizes for the drivers and the community here this season. Adrian Farinas, Astro Racing, ran away with it in the end by 2 seconds. Yeah, look, interesting finish there, but he did what he needed to do, stayed out of trouble and won it by 2 seconds, just ahead of Adam Miles for Miles Ahead Racing. Still the bridesmaid, unfortunately for him, not got the win, but he did well with what he had in the end. Although the contact with Perez looked to be a racing incident. But look, might go and have a look at the replay during the week, see what came of it. But I think Perez picked up some damage there for Astro Racing Team, but he did manage to hang on to third. Such was the gap that they had opened up ahead of the rest of the field. Dario Frattini won the battle of the rest. Best of the rest, there's in P4, the Italian driver just ahead of Dimitri Filippides and Mark Lay. They battled throughout for 4th, 5th and 6th respectively. Russell Clark drove a very lonely race for Team Milo and finished down in 7th ahead of Ryan Portelli, the ANZ driver, in 8th, just ahead of Chris Wayne in 9th, and Philip Burke, the US driver, finished inside and rounding out our top 10. Neil Gardner, captain 499, landed P11, and Vasco Sorowski, after that incident earlier on in the race, fought back for a point scoring position, rounding out our point scorers here tonight for Sunday Night Lights, finishing in 12th. Paul Wilson, ANZ driver, unhappy and unluckily in 13th, you might say, just ahead of Rebecca Belle on debut. The UK&I driver finishing in 14th, ahead of the snake catcher for Goose Juice Racing, Ryan Chenoweth, in 15th. Second clown car in the field, Greg Adams for ANZ as well. He's down in 16th, ahead of 1C Lin in 17th, and Jeff Randall in 18th. As we just quickly, there we go, Thomas Torp for IGL Coatings by Snade. Oh, that's why I couldn't say it. Traffic Skull. Sorry, Thomas. He's down in 19th. And rounding out our field was the other retiree, Shane Burke Corey, who was down 14 laps. And I wonder if he actually took the grid, but still a great result there for Astro Racing, finishing 1st and 3rd, but perhaps wanting to lock out the top 2 steps and not getting it all their own way here tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And that goes to what I was saying before about how small mistakes can end up becoming really big ones. Perez just made one small little mistake, hit the wall on the wrong angle, and it did him some damage. And, he came home in 3rd rather than 1st or 2nd. But, he can still hold his head up high. He managed to bring that thing home with 3rd, which is still no mean feat, considering how slow he was going. He's definitely got the skill to keep that thing going. But I reckon it's probably about time we start talking to some of these drivers and seeing what their reactions to the race were.
Yeah, 100%, mate. We'll start with the aforementioned Adam Miles. Adam, mate, interesting race throughout. At times it looked like you were hanging on for grim death, and other times you were riding it up to your eyeballs in the action there, mate. How was the racing out there tonight?
I think that's a pretty accurate description of the whole race, to be honest. The 2 purple cars have got mega pace here. Their qualifying laps, I was almost 7/10 off in qualifying in P3. So, I mean, that was the story of the race as well. They're very, very quick. I don't know where I'm losing the time. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. But let the tires heat up, settle down into the middle of the race, and then I realised pretty quickly that the only way I was going to get any other place other than P3 was to just break them apart, try and get between them, fight like hell for a lap, give the leader a gap, and then try and finish P2. Tried that. We did drop, I think 1.1 off of Adrian and I at one point, but then Christian just caught Adrian back up again, or Adrian did his toe to Christian. And then the last lap, I spoke to Christian afterwards. I mean, I went up the inside of him. We had a slight touch going through that left-hander, but then he says that he did hit the wall. We did pick up damage, and that it was on him. So I don't feel too bad in finishing P2 in the end.
Yeah, mate, you sort of saw it the way. I'm glad to hear that's how we saw it as well, in terms of the gap opening up, and then Christian just put the pedal down and just caught it up. It was quite impressive actually. But mate, I feel bad if I was going to say I don't feel quite so bad. I started about 7/10 off him last night as well, and I don't know where he finds the pace either. So you and me both, mate. Maybe we need to compare notes or something. But yeah, look, they did have some pace here. And look, I was really pleased though to see you getting in amongst it at a couple of stages there, trying to split them up and maybe try some different things there. And as I called it, a bit of a racy incident there at the end there, the side-on-side contact. I'd actually missed the contact on the wall that busted his car, but yeah, look, he's all good with that sort of stuff. I know he just enjoys the racing as much as anything, but and great that you guys were able to get amongst it. So congratulations on the drive, mate. Still another bridesmaid, not the bride quite yet. But I'm sure there's one in your future, mate, honestly.
I'm still holding you to that.
Yeah, mate, I look forward to it. I'll pop the virtual champagne with you when it does come off. But anyway, mate, listen, thank you for joining us and being a part of the community and everything you do for it. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Just the usual folks, yourselves for the broadcast. And then congratulations to Adrian on the win and Christian for the hard race there at the end.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Adam, mate. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Corey, one of the good ones, Adam Miles. Interesting. We sort of saw it the same way as what he was thinking. It was funny. I almost said it at the time. I'm wondering if he's trying to, split them up and sort of, you separate, divide and conquer, if you like. Let the front guy get away so that he's only got one to sort of dice with instead of two. But then, as we said at the time, once Perez put the pedal to the metal, he was just unbelievable, Ron.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. When Perez is on pace, he will just absolutely fly, and no one will know how he does it or why. But he closed up that gap like it was absolutely nothing. Only took him a couple of laps, and he is seriously on another level. And we'll have to find out his comments on it as he is in the waiting room. So we'll have to bring him up and ask him about just that in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get him up here, Mr. Christian Perez. Christian, great drive, mate. I got to tell you, that stint in the sort of third part of the race before the closing stages where you caught up Adrian there was just some impressive speed there, if nothing else. Not the way he wanted to end it, but I'm sure he had some fun along the way. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. Good P3 with the ball, with good space and that. Yeah, I'm happy. That's a shame that I crashed myself. At least P3.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I thought the racing out there was good. I mean, the three of you broke away. Adam was trying some different things, and he said as much when we were talking to him before that, the two purple cars in front, they're such a hard nut to crack. You got so much pace. I mean, 7 or 8 tenths ahead of everyone else in qualifying. That was very, very impressive. So people have got to try some different things, and he did try. It didn't quite come off for him tonight. But certainly, that's what it's about, though, isn't it? That's where the fun lies in having the battles.
He get exit because he forced me to do another line and I crashed. So congrats to him.
Yeah. Well, that's it, eh? We got to think about these things, don't we? But listen, congratulations, mate. You've had a stellar week here. The pace has been amazing. You seem to be able to win everything. I reckon you could win a game of tic-tac-toe here if you tried. But Congratulations, mate. P3 here tonight, again, dominating the season. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, pues sideways to you guys for doing this. Just today, congrats Adrian for the win. And Loris, if he is seeing this, the next week we will back stronger.
Very good. Excellent. All right, mate. I don't know how you could possibly be any stronger, but look forward to seeing it, mate. So congratulations, mate. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, mate. Christian Perez there, Corey. Always got a smile on his face. And interesting his perspective there that Adam did a good job to put him offline, which is a legit tactic. Put him offline in a place he wasn't expecting. And, the compromised line, Adam comes out in front and gets P2.
Yeah, well, that's right, Alex. Like sometimes, even with these tracks where you can get the draft, sometimes it is about that pressure to pass and trying to pressure the car ahead to make a mistake, and that's exactly what Adam did. And Perez, not one to fall for such things, fell for it here tonight, which goes to show you, like, even some of the better drivers that we have that come out here can get that little bit of a chink in their armor, and it turned out to be great for Adam, and Perez still coming home in P3, as I said. I can't stop talking about that enough. Like, with the damage that he had, there's no way he should have finished in P3.
Yeah, we just got footage of it going sideways through turn one. I missed that, I must admit. Look at that. Yeah, just a testament to the speed they had, though. They were able to open up that much of a gap that it didn't matter, That's how much they almost lapped the rest. Not literally, but, figuratively speaking. Anyway, let's get Mark Lay up here. Mark, welcome to the commentary booth, mate. P6 on the night in a very strong field, and it looks like between yourself, Philippides and Frattini, had a bit of fun out there too, mate.
Oh yeah, we did. That was good. It's not nice looking at those guys in your rearview mirror. And sometimes I think it's maybe better to have Dario in front of me than behind me. He gets his elbows out.
He does a little bit, doesn't he? But having said that, mate, fighting for, P4, 5 and 6 on the night. The front three just in another stratosphere, obviously. But it looked like you guys had a bit of fun out there anyway.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are fun to race with. And but, it's tough. It's tough to get past them. And I was, for a few of the times there, just trying to hang on. But, it worked out. I lost my grip in the first corner in the first of the few laps. And these guys got away from me, but I stuck with them and gave them a bit of a fight. Yeah,
absolutely, you did, mate. We had to keep checking back in between you guys, the leaders, and there was another pack a bit further down the field that was just putting on battle after battle, and you guys were right up there with them with the excitement factor, at least. And still,
I'm there watching these guys battle, and I'm like, guys, look in your rearview mirror. I got Russell. He's looking to get past us here. I don't mind you guys fighting. Something may happen. I may get a fourth. But, yeah. Thankfully, we stayed ahead.
Yeah, perfect. All right, mate. Listen, thank you for staying up and joining us. I imagine it's interesting o'clock where you are. And if I'm not mistaken, your first race with us. But yeah, look, really great to see you out there and having a blast at the same time by the sounds of it. So thank you for joining us. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, Alex, you and the Chaotic One, everyone thanks you guys. So it's like, I love you guys. But I want to thank the midfielders, the back markers who make all these guys up front look good, and the old guys out there, the John Lotts, that Mark, the Iams, all those guys in my zone.
Yeah, mate, I agree. There are some absolute stalwarts in the community who make the community what it is. They've got the dry wit on a late night where you've had a rough one, and they lift the spirits just joining us on track throughout the week. Every hour on the hour, there's some good driving, some good racing, some good people. So thank you, Mark, for reminding us about that and for reminding us how much fun the community is, and all the best to you, and I hope we can talk to you again soon.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Ciao.
You got Corey, Mark Lay, another one of the good ones in the community, and reminding us again how much fun these things are to drive and drive with the right people.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. I've had a couple of races at Sonoma with Mark, and he's very quick. And his pace here tonight just went to show that you don't need to be right at the very front of the field to be having fun and to be putting in some solid racing laps. And he has too much fun, honestly, and it always comes through every time that I talk to him personally, and it's great to see him out on track, and hopefully we see him more in the coming weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, one more to go. Let me just find him in the standings. There he is. One Vasco Sorowski. Vasco, mate, it went. I think there was a trip through the pits there. Still finishing the points in P12, but possibly at the end of a frustrating week, I imagine.
Did we get points?
Yeah, I think you did, mate. I think you did.
Evening, boys. Yeah, we've really missed the tune-up this week. And I don't know. There's not much to say. I thought I'd just stick my nose in, say hello, and say thank you again. And I don't know. Haven't been down this bit in the broadcast for a while, so I just thought it'd be interesting for a little bit. But yeah, we had nothing. Yeah, and so I think just got to learn a little bit better self-preservation in a racecraft. I could see that happening, and I thought I gave enough room, but luck is luck, and that's been the luck this week. So, anyways. Onwards and upwards. Just all I know is a certain Mr. Alex McKellar is getting me on points at the moment. So that's probably the hardest part about all this.
Well, mate, we got 4 weeks to go. I know you got a couple of drop rounds in you, so I think there's still a lot of fight in the dog, as they say. Right. So I look forward to continuing the battle, and we'll see how it goes. Although I've got to tell you, it feels like a long season at this point. Can we wind it up soon?
Yes. I'm waiting for the last race. But hey, how good is it to see some other names right up there this week?
Agreed.
I think it's really awesome. Mark Russell, we're up there, and I think it's great seeing them all up. Putting in some really good times too. So
agreed.
All of them.
Yeah, agreed, mate. It's great to see some folks up there mixing it with the big guns, getting some good points and getting in the bright Sunday night lights. Well, mate, thank you for joining us. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh, you guys as always. So thank you for everything that you do for the community and driving all these drivers to have fun and enjoy the evenings, and keep it coming.
Beautiful. Thanks, Vasco. Talk soon, mate.
Thanks, guys.
There you go, Corey. One Vasco Sorowski, still able to have a smile on his dial at the end of this one. In points for SNL, still in the fight, and 4 weeks to go, looking to move forward.
That's absolutely right, Alex. Vasco hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but he still comes in here almost every single week, and he has a smile on his dial, has a happy chat with us, and honestly, he was surprised that he got points, and that's that honest surprise and the happiness that comes from that, definitely made my night, because Vasco's a great guy, and he deserves all the points in the world, but he's got a tough fight ahead of him as far as being the top of Oz and Z goes in the official standings.
Well, I don't know. I reckon I'm still a bit questionable on that, because he does have a massive advantage in the drop rounds. Anyway, that's another story. All right, folks, that might do us for the broadcast here tonight. Corey, do you want to tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week?
So on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing the Output Racing League at the Richmond Raceway, 125 laps, which will be interesting. And then the broadcast for that will be coming up on the Thursday. The stream for the Wednesday will start at about 11 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier than that, and the broadcast will start at 11:25. That's Western Australian time. Then on Friday, I'll be doing the Skippy League that I'm a part of, the Night Owl Racing League. It's another US-based league, and we're going to be at the Charlotte Roval for that one. 30 minutes of racing around there, which will be interesting. There's about 20 AI that race along with us, which definitely makes things a bit interesting. And then, throughout the week, we might do a couple of random streams with a little bit of AI racing, maybe a little bit of Valorant. And it's back here next week, Alex, when we go to the Zandvoort National Circuit.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one, mate. National layout. Of course, we're doing a few unique ones this season, which is interesting. Adam and team putting together the layouts this season, of course. But Check us out, folks. Everything Top Split is on your screen at the moment. The Discord community is where we have all the results and the news and views and everything for Sunday Night Lights. Top Split TV, of course, is where you are right now if you're watching live, and where we are each and every Sunday night for the big one, the Sunday Night Lights. Top Split on YouTube is where you'll find this and all the other race replays for the full 28 seasons of Monday and Sunday Night Lights. And, of course, InfiniteRacings.com is where you'll find our friends of Infinite Racing Services providing great prizes for the winner of the series, the person who scores the most points in every other split but the top split. So the person who scores the most points there gets a coaching session from one of their great coaches, which is, I think, a fantastic offering for the guys in the other splits. And, of course, if you subscribe to the Top Split TV Twitch channel during the season, you go in the draw for a 3-month subscription as well to Infinite Racing Services. All right, folks, make sure you hit like, subscribe, thumbs up, all the other things. Interact with our content. Really does help us get the good word about the Skippy Racing and the community here on Sunday nights out to the world. Otherwise, folks, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to your company again next week. On behalf of the Chaotic One, Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and until next time, ciao for now.